When the world feels heavy, like it's all gone wrong, Cam brings the laughter, keeps us rolling along. David's in the corner, sipping soda with a grin. Dustin's got the stories, let the chaos begin. Take a breath, we're here to unwind. Even when it's crazy, it's a good time. Calm down, it's fine, take it step by step. We're sitting on the couch, laughing with the missteps. Cam, David, and Dustin guiding our ride. Embrace the absurd, let the good vibes collide.
Dude, you would have been saying it just like you said to those kids about, hey!
Yeah.
Hey! Get out of here!
Yeah. There's
you said wrap it up.
There are people's houses we go to that have like top of the line equipment, and they will call us because it'll be 1 degree difference in this room versus this room.
See, that's rich people problems.
They'll buy like temperature sensors off of like Amazon or whatever just to put in the room to see what it is. And it's literally like a half degree or a degree difference.
Right.
And they'll be like, well, what are you going to do about this? They're like,
I'm going to bill you and make some money. Aren't you glad for those people?
No, because I don't make money.
Speaking of
you
rich
get sent there, though, you get paid.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like warranty stuff. So I guess I get paid.
Speaking of paid by the
but
company.
then I gotta stand there and tell them like I'm not gonna do anything. There's nothing I can do. You're just gonna have to be a big boy and be okay with it being 71 in here and 70 here because it's not. I can't make it perfect.
Do it. Make it perfect.
I can't.
Speaking of rich people houses, though, working in Lewis, those houses are huge, and I've built up a hobby of just walking into some of these houses. Just be like, yeah.
Like the unfinished ones.
You know what's really popular right now? Elevator.
Dave, you breaking it?
No.
Beep, 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 beep,
Everyone's putting in elevators in their houses now. That's like a big thing.
Really?
So many. A lot of houses go to elevators.
But like 3 last year with elevators.
It's typically like the final stages of the house.
Right.
Like the sign still says sold in the front yard,
Right.
and I know it's like the guy. He's like it's like the trim guys in there, like just doing touch ups. And then I walk in, I put on my vest, so I look like an inspector.
Yeah. What are they gonna say?
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? How you doing? Yep.
Hey, man, I'll show you, dude. I'll give you a tour.
Where's the breaker box?
Yeah.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
So you just like walk in and you're like, man, this is
2.5 bath.
Yeah.
Is that a bonus room upstairs or
how much?
you just got to bring your pad out.
How much does it sell for? It's like
Yeah.
So what do you say about the contractor? What do you really think?
million plus dollar house, dude. Some of the houses are crazy,
dude. Some of the houses I've been in, it just like there's a house I went in. It was 5 stories. It was like borderline like hotel.
5 stories.
5 stories.
I bet there's a camera in that crawl space.
Look at me, David. Look at my face, and it was on pilings. Not pylons, pilings.
Remember he was saying pylon.
Look, but it was
there were pylons. He said this on an episode.
I did.
Aren't pylons the things that sit in the end zone of the football field?
Yes, but also it's any like kind of structure like that. There's like electrical pylons and stuff too. So
I thought we built houses on pylons. No, we don't.
No.
Since we're not going to get to the topic,
space.
Since we're not going to get to the topic, recap of Youth Ablaze. It was awesome.
It was very good.
Yeah,
I would say it was awesome. I'm just kidding.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. My first time hearing Caleb Hewling.
Theoretically.
Yeah, he was really good.
Enjoyed it.
They whipped this guy out. I'm like, I don't know who he is.
The men's session was.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was really good.
Thursday though. Thursday, I was like, it kind of made me laugh a little bit because I was like going through like, because you preached first and yours was like, it was like an encouraging kind of a thing. Like, hey, dude, get God in your house, you know,
right.
And I was
Can't say it was good though. Can't say that. Just encouraging.
It was all right.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'm teasing. Dustin doesn't get to tell stories. I don't get to hear it was good.
It was very good. But it was like encouraging, right? And it was like, get God in the house.
What does David not get?
And then, friends. And
no, I had something on the tip of my tongue, but I lost it. It's okay.
It's okay. He wants to tell us.
Taken seriously. Oh, that's pretty good.
Dude, that one stings.
You want some ointment for that, Burn? With
Wow.
joint cream, the old man.
I had something similar, but I couldn't put it in words. I was like, legitimate, something like that. Like, take it seriously.
Take it seriously. No, take it seriously is like the low ball. Yeah. No, that was the good one. So you preached, and then Caleb Hewling got up and he preached, and his message was also like encouraging.
Yeah.
And then Tony Shirley gets up and was like, I'm going to change the direction a little bit. God's going to kill you if you don't get right.
Yeah, it was.
Bro, when I said, it was like, dude,
it was good.
Hard left. I had whiplash.
Yeah.
It was good.
I had whiplash.
Dude, it was a hard left. But no, Youth Blaze was.
I thought every message, I'll be honest.
Did you guys not sing as much as you usually do?
I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I thought everything was perfect as it was. Like, I thought it was good.
No, I mean, it was. I was just.
Whatever it was is what was supposed to happen. So I was happy with that. But even like.
I'm glad you didn't sing more. What I'm saying
I know. I think that's why it was probably better.
No,
every time you guys sing, I just feel God leave the room. It's just gone.
On to the next one. When is this family going to fade out?
We get it.
We get it, bro.
Small town hero.
Yeah.
It's
little black boy trying to make a basket.
Did you say We get it. This is the part where your sister preaches.
Little brown boy trying to make a basket. It's got it. Dude, it's a song we sing. It doesn't say that, but
little brown boy trying to make a basket.
Song goes, little boy. I don't know what it is.
Keeps talking about it, but I didn't ask him. But he told me anyway.
The song is called Small Town Someone. Little boy with a little brown basket thought it was crazy when someone asked him. And but someone, I think it was Carl actually, him and Olin would sing "Little Brown Boy Trying to Make a Basket," and he would say it to him. I'm like, dude, I am going to say that. And
Bro,
there's not a time since I have sang that where those words have not been in my head, but my mouth says the right ones.
David, can you imagine? So he's like in front of like a crowd of people like Youth Plays.
100%. And every time. And then I can never look at it and not say brown basket.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm telling you right now,
dude,
if you get up to sing and you sing "Little Brown Boy Trying to Make a Basket," I'm getting sniped out of my seat.
Yeah. Look, David.
Hitting. Bro, I'm going to be sitting there. As soon as you say "Little Brown Boy," I'm going to be like, bink. I'm literally falling into the aisle. And it's going to be game over.
David, this is Cam, like, he's doing that, like the aftermath of that. So he's in front of all these people, Youth Plays or whatever. He says, "Little brown boy," and then so he just stops. Everything stops. Puts the microphone down, turns it off, walks out of the room. That's it. Like no other words are said. He just leaves.
Anyone carrying? Right here.
And here's what I would love if you were like "Little Brown Boy Trying to Make," and then you stop. And
Cyanide pill.
And then Meredith goes, "What?" It's just like quiet for a beat.
There's like two guys in the back, like, yeah.
Just brown guys like, "We made bastards too."
Finally, some representation.
Bro, if you
Conway
West.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Bro, if you ever said
Conway West is building a house on pylons and he's digging it.
Yeah. Little brown boy trying to make a basket. Yeah. Every single time I have to say, little boy trying to make a basket. No, little brown boy.
I've never even thought of that, and now I'll never think of it any other way.
Brown basket.
That's the new song.
So funny.
That's the one.
Small Town Hero. Google it.
Small Town Hero?
Let me read these emails real quick.
That's just what I keep calling the song.
I thought that's what it was, and then you said that, and I'm like,
Gabriel Shelton.
I actually love this song.
Hey guys, I loved your Hangry Giants episode. I would love to hear more of your favorite conspiracy theories, especially regarding Sasquatch and Sasquatch adjacent topics.
Well, we would have gotten into some because we were supposed to talk about space today.
Yeah.
But we talked about thermostats.
Sorry.
This podcast is the only.
I feel like I took.
talk about because the crawl space thing. I'm so glad I heard that story.
No, that's great.
That was
We talked about crawl spaces. We talked about thermostats. We talked about old men frequenting their construction site houses.
I don't understand.
If you saw him saunter in there, you'd be like, "This
Dang.
looks like a Sasquatch."
Getting yelled
Yeah.
at by HOAs.
Especially like there's just so many questions because I mean, how many places did he drive by that he could have done the same thing at?
He had to.
And-
There must be a level of comfort. Why would you ever go into your house with a bunch of other men in there, and he just like so comfortably walks in and takes his time
Yeah.
in the restroom?
Well, and that's
a
also
confident
the
man.
only reason he went there was for that.
100%.
It was a power move.
He spent no more than 10 seconds in any other place of the house.
It was a power move.
Beamline to the.
Yeah,
It was a I'm marking my territory. These fellows are
He
gonna
wanted
know
to
what's
show
up.
that toilet who the boss was.
Yeah.
And I
Walked in,
that's
the
what-
fan was still on, you know?
Yeah, what it smell like?
If you opened the door, he would have been just.
Nothing.
He would.
There's a train.
He just leaves the doors open. What are you doing? Hey, what's up? Oh,
It's just like, yeah, that's right.
I
My
know.
house.
Yeah,
grab me that newspaper right there, boy. What do you? No, I'm just gonna read it. Oh,
You're gonna do it too. Give it to me.
give it to me. Go on.
Actually,
Now go on, get it.
Just grab the newspaper. All right, read it to me.
You ain't getting that final draw, boy.
Read it to me. Yeah.
I wouldn't never have everyone in this house. And they have a toilet in their laundry room. Yes, a random toilet with it's the units, the washer dryer, folding table, double door closet, toilet.
Does he have like IBS? Maybe.
No, it's just a toilet it's like
Yeah, that's what I'm
no
saying.
sink.
Maybe he can't make it from the laundry
It's a
room.
laundry room, like my
it'd
laundry
make
room.
more sense if it was in the living room.
It's like my laundry room right there with that door. It's just a toilet in the laundry room.
Toilet in the
So it's
crawl
like
space.
you can just go do your wash.
that.
do your,
Let me tell you something. That would. Yeah, that sounds funny.
Dryer, and
That would
then
be
just
perfect.
Take a break.
I mean,
My wife always says,
I mean, they
I'm
already
going to
have-
the restroom.
they already
and I
have-
always say, get some rest. Every time.
they already have water running to the laundry room, so why not?
Yeah, it's like, you know what we also could put here? A urinal.
And now they can sell. Now they can sell the house with an extra half bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very half.
That's how I feel now that we have our fence put up. We have like a
How
whole.
many bathrooms?
a whole new
It's,
bathroom.
It's 2 3/4. I'm sorry. What?
2 1/3.
Yeah,
What?
I'm sorry. Huh? Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
we
Gabriel.
were
Hold up.
supposed to talk about. We were going to talk
I
about
wasn't
space.
done
I
with
was
this
going to
and
bring
I
up
interrupted
conspiracy
myself.
theories.
You know what, Space? I was
See,
interested.
Dustin, you don't give us enough credit. Not only do we not let you get to what you want to talk about, we don't let ourselves get to what we want to talk about. Because I interrupt myself. So next time you are whining to your wife, just tell her, but also, they're jerks to themselves.
I'll have to remember that next time I
Yeah.
whine to her.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
Next time, my scheduled whining time.
Yeah, that's not.
All right.
You have until next Tuesday at 1:00.
All right. So this podcast is the only one I can recommend wholeheartedly to friends, coworkers, and random schmucks on the street.
Well, your
Random
life
schmuck.
stinks.
So please
Well-
keep it up. Ready? A solid Sedophrodite.
Who is that?
Gabriel Shelton.
Oh, same email.
Well, no, it's
Yeah,
different. It's new.
We.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
two?
yeah,
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this guy is sent from the Lort.
The Lord?
Yep. Understanding NASCAR point system.
Hey.
I've read some of it. Makes a lot of sense. No idea who this man is. Any of you? His name is Orville
Redenbacher.
Phelps. Orville
Oh.
Phelps.
Orville Redenbacher. He makes popcorn.
He does, and it's very delicious.
Orville Phelps.
Orville.
That's a new one.
Look
First
it up.
time emailer. Hey, guys.
Orville.
I hope
Dude,
you're doing
what a
well. I
throwback.
thought I would help you get a better grasp on how the NASCAR. Look at this.
Quick question before we get into all of that. Whoa.
Is there a picture of him?
Orville.
No.
Can't be below the age of 67.
Do you think
to be
it's this
named
guy?
Orville.
No, it's not.
Like you can't be
It's got one like.
like you have to be at least 58 years old to be named Orville, correct?
Orville.
At a minimum.
I think it's Orville.
there are other.
I don't think you can.
How do you spell it? Spell it right now.
I don't think you can pronounce the Ville. I think it's got to be Orville. Orville.
I think that depends on what part of the country.
Orville.
I mean, if you're down south, it's Orville.
Do they look like they would have?
And Phelps is a strong name. I like that. Phelps.
How do you spell it?
That would actually be a solid first name. Phelps.
Oh, that's not even the right name.
No, Orville. Orville.
Yep.
Double hockey stick E. All right.
The only Orville Phelps is a lady, according to this.
This is a lady.
She knows NASCAR.
Let me read this. Ready?
So it's definitely a dude.
Yeah. I would hope you get a better grasp on NASCAR point system work, so I wanted to break it down for you in simple terms. This is a solid dude. In NASCAR, points are awarded based on a driver's finishing position at each race. The system is designed to reward both consistent performance and race victories. Here's how it works. Points for finishing position. The driver who finishes in first place earns 50 points. The driver who finishes in second place earns 46 points, and so on. The points decrease by 1 point for each subsequent position, all the way down to 1 point for the driver finishing in the 35th position or lower. Bonus points. Stage points. Each race is divided into 3 stages. At the end of stages 1 and 2, points are awarded to the top 10 finishers of each stage. 10 points for first place, 9 points for second, and so on. That's cool. These stage points are added to the total points a driver earns based on their finishing position. Race win bonus. Winning a race earns the driver an additional 5 points. Playoff points. If a driver wins a race, they also earn 1 playoff point. These playoff points carry over to NASCAR playoffs and can help a driver advance.
I didn't even know NASCAR had playoffs.
Yeah. That's a newer. I think that's sort of like college football playoffs. It's a newer thing.
Huh.
So, but this is cool. The NASCAR playoffs. At the start of the season, every driver competes for points. However, as the season progresses, the top 16 drivers, based on their point standings and race wins, with at least 1 win, make it into the NASCAR playoffs, which is cool. Like, you have to win one, and like this makes sense.
So it drops. So if,
let me finish,
okay.
and we'll get to all of it because I just want to be done this. Drivers in the playoffs continue to accumulate points, but each round narrows down the field until only 4 drivers remain for the final race, which determines the champion. In summary, the key to NASCAR points is earning points for your race finishes, performing well in stages, and securing wins. These points all add up, and as the season progresses, they determine which drivers make it into the playoffs and ultimately who wins championship. Best regards. That's cool because I always thought, I knew it was points, but I didn't really grasp it fully.
Right.
So like you don't really lose. Like you can go to a NASCAR race and see your guy, and if he finishes in the top 10, he gets 35 points.
So
right, because he might finish in the top 10 and win the whole thing because his point accumulations. That's cool.
So here's my question. When the playoffs happen, it's the top 16.
Top 16, they have to have based off their points, and they have to have had a win.
Had a win. So
you could finish top 2 all season
and not get a win.
It seems like that.
So, here's my question is, in the regular season, it's 35 cars. So in the playoffs, do they just drop it down to 16 people racing?
Yeah. So my question was 4. Did they drop it to 4 for the championship?
I've never seen
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I've ever seen 4. Now they might let the 16 drive, but for consolation or whatever,
right?
Like consolation round. Like,
can you imagine being like at the
Orville? Do they have
the end? Like being,
what's the end look like? Yeah.
I'm just thinking like okay, so you have 35 drivers. The people that come in like 35th and 34th
Danica Patrick are being last every time.
She's awful. You know what's crazy? She was a good
lady.
She did. I think she did IndyCar racing beforehand, and she was decent at that. She's better, at least. And like, it's not even the fact that she was a woman, although I'm sure that played a part of it.
Dude,
but I'm just kidding. Listen,
that was like main contributing factor.
One of the greatest drag racers that's alive right now is a woman.
Don't tell me that stuff.
Sorry. Anyway,
get that out of here. Cut that.
Dude, can you imagine
he's progressive. He's born a man.
No,
but he is. No.
She consistently finished near the end, and that's what I'm talking about. So
this is drag racing.
No. Danica Patrick.
The other one though you were talking about.
No, she was good. I can't. Her name is so.
Maybe she is a man.
Drag racing. Get it.
Maybe that's why she's good.
Get it?
Because she's a man.
I can't think of her name.
Listen,
did you hear Trump say last
that's
night?
What it's something Force because it's John Force's daughter or something.
It was a joke.
I don't know what you said.
I was asking if the one who was good was good at
Because it was
drag
a
racing.
drag race.
So maybe she's Did you hear Trump say the
Yes.
cycling thing? The guy beat the record by 5 hours. He was a transgender guy, and he beat the woman record by 5
hours.
Yeah, he gave his address last night. He goes, 5 hours. Are you kidding? 5 hours? Really? That's what we want? That's not what we want. 5 hours.
That's insane.
I know.
How can that happen if
Britney
people
Force,
still
that's
think
what it
that there's no difference? That's
It's dumb.
5 hours. You know what I could get done in 5 hours? That guy took a shower.
Dude, he was asleep.
Was
He
taking
was
a
almost
nap.
awake for the next day.
That guy took a shower, took a nap, and then went out to dinner with his wife.
He thought this isn't gonna be good. He's like, I didn't really
Try that one.
stage this that well. Like, this isn't gonna help the cause at all.
No.
No.
Like, there's a point where you want to put some distance. Like, yeah, but like 5 hours, you're like, probably gonna be my last race
No doubt.
because
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, and then you have all these liberals that are like, yeah, what's the problem? Like, well, you still don't think there's a difference between men and women when then this average man who just wanted to compete
5
with
hours.
some of the allegedly the best women in the world at this, and it was better than them by 5 hours.
Have you seen that? I think we talked about this.
He
but-
started another race before they
Yeah,
finished.
he signed up and was on his way to compete.
Yeah.
But then they're just like, yep, men and women are the same. How?
There is a case to be made that he could have started that race over and could have possibly
Play somewhere in the middle.
and placed. He probably could have won it twice.
That's
I don't know how long the race takes, but there's a possibility that he could have come in as a top 10.
I'm liking how we're trashing all these women. No, look, okay, real quick before I don't know what we're doing, but when I was in basic, we were one of the first companies that was allowing women into the infantry. It was like a trial thing. I don't know if they do that anymore or not. 'Cause it was a big failure. It turns out women didn't want to be in the infantry. Anyway, but so in our class of like 120 whatever people, we started with like 30 or 40 something women, and by the end of it, we finished with 6. They all quit. They didn't even fail. They just quit.
why do I feel like
They quit. And then
you've told me this.
maybe it happened. Listen. So then after that, all like these females or whatever, they went off to their units, and then within the first year and a half, they quit from their actually being in the army. Not even deploying was too much for them, and they quit. Too much stress.
Me too, dude.
Same.
Do you understand? So like the failure rate for females in the infantry was like almost 100%, because none of them are still in the military that I know of.
Well, I didn't even sign up. And I'm too old now.
Not if they're desperate.
I was gonna say something else.
Last
Last time this happened, a stinger came to my head. And I
Yeah, it
nailed it.
Still hurts a little bit.
Man.
So what are you, gay? I got it.
What was that noise?
It's my head thinking. Trump was talking. He was saying 5 hours. Something else.
5 Hour Energy, truck
Did
stops,
you see Trump?
driving a
Did you see
Mercedes.
Trump ream out Zelensky?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't tell us what
You
we're
don't,
gonna
you
feel.
don't tell us what we're gonna feel, dude.
He bent him over.
Trump's been on a
He
tear
bent him
lately.
Yes.
over his lap and spanked
Yes,
him.
it was all. And then Zelensky's just like,
Have you seen the Michael Scott when his nephew goes to work?
yes, yes, yes.
You will learn to be professional. he's bending him over his desk and spanking him.
And because ultimately, like there's a couple things on that. One, Russia and Ukraine have been at war for way longer than everyone is acting like. I mean, it's been like 20 years at least. This is not like a new thing. Both countries are wildly corrupt. Like Ukraine is rooted in corruption. Russia is rooted in corruption. And most of the ex-Soviet countries are pretty bad.
Yeah.
The only one that really made out pretty good was like Czechoslovakia. They're the only ones that have kind of like rebuilt themselves as a very anti like communist regime. Like Belarus is bad. I think Bosnia and whatever the other thing, like they're not great. All the Slavic countries left, they're all rooted in. So I mean, ultimately, you just have like Russians fighting Russians. It's not really that big a deal, and everyone's like, "Oh, who's the good guy, bad guy?" Like, no, they're both like, this is not good. There's no winner.
I'm trying to. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I'm gonna try and find.
That'd be like Iran fighting Iraq. Be like, oh, and like they're both bad. Like, this is not a win for anybody. But it does showcase. We had to do a report on Russian military capabilities. And everyone acts like
women who are the actual fact.
Go ahead. I was
just saying, everyone acts like the Russian military is just super sophisticated, high tech, whatever, and they're absolutely not. They're their tanks.
The Russians?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They're trash.
They can't beat Ukraine.
Right. Exactly. So what? The only reason they were ever
their cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they gonna?
The only reason
launch a land invasion of America when they can't take their neighbor baby?
The only reason they were ever a superpower at any point is because they had the people they could just throw at something. That this was back when they were just mass producing, whatever they could and just handing it off to 17-year-old boys. But their population is like super small comparatively right now, so it's like they're using tanks that are like 40, 50 years old. They're new ones that are supposed to be as good as our Abrams. They only have like a handful of them, and they also have a lot of mechanical problems. Their average soldier doesn't wear body armor. They have a hard time getting magazines for AK-47s. Like, just stupid stuff. The only people that are actually equipped is their Spetsnaz, which is the equivalent of our special forces, and even their equipment is like 20 years behind ours.
I like hearing that.
They're not a very capable military.
Come at me, Russia.
And the reason Ukraine does so well against Russia is that Russia leverages everything against their artillery and their armor. They don't really invest anything in infantry. So, and with that, with artillery and with armor, there's a certain range where you can't fire because then you're basically firing on yourself. It's like with some artillery, you can't fire within 200, 100 meters, 200, whatever it is, because you'll get shrapnel, you'll feel the percussion of the blast, and you'll end up killing your own people or damaging your artillery. So what the Ukrainians or whatever have been doing for so long, and why they've been so effective at fighting the Russians, is they would just bum rush their gun line because they didn't have any small arms. They were with the artillery or infantry to protect them. And then once they got close enough, the Russians would just be like, well, we can't do anything. I guess we're just going to get captured. That's basically what happened. That's why Russia is...
How many casualties have happened in this war? But before you look at that, I want to play this.
They are healthier. They are less likely to die of suicide, less likely to report themselves depressed and anxious.
Single women, hold on.
The actual facts are that women who do not have children and are not married live longer than women who are married with children. They earn more money. They are healthier. They are less likely to die of suicide, less likely to report themselves depressed and anxious, and more sexually satisfied than women who are married with children.
Yeah. Ma'am, are you going to buy this Subaru Outback?
Dude,
that's pretty funny.
He said, yeah. Are you going to buy this Outback Subaru or not?
Wait, as soon as it flipped to him, I knew it was going to be like one of those. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Yeah. I knew it was going to be one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to buy this Outback Subaru?
That women...
I thought that was very funny. Yeah.
Dude, remember that time that Dustin was 40 minutes late and then we recorded for almost 2 hours?
Yeah.
I do.
It feels like it was right now.
I remember it. You gonna give us those facts?
This says... It's hard to tell how much of this is actually accurate, but
this was funny.
The only
actual
flashlight he brought with him. Entering a state of panic, he's deep into Dead Man's Crack. Dave dropped the only flashlight he brought with him. Entering a state of panic, he scrambled to find his lifeline, only to drop all of his food in the process. With no light or food, Dave attempted to crawl backwards through Dead Man's Crack, only to fall down no survivor's sliver. At the bottom of the chimney, Dave landed in a deep pool of back guano. When he emerged from the guano, he crawled into a corner where he could rest, only to be quickly covered in 1,000 spiders, something Dave was on record as not being a fan of.
On record,
When
not
the
being.
spiders left, Dave reached for his cell phone to call for help, only to find a text message from his wife Trish informing him that they were breaking up.
He's
Before Dave could reply to Trish,
He's in
his
caves.
phone battery ran out. Truly alone, Dave considered that this may be it for him. Several hours later, nearly dying of hypothermia, Dave could hear a truck pulling up to the entrance of Dead Man's Crack. Dave tried to call out for help, but when he lifted his neck and inhaled to do so, he slid even deeper into No Survivor's sliver. This new, even deeper part of the corridor happened to expose only Dave's head to a flowing stream of water, effectively waterboarding Dave. Unfortunately for Dave, the truck was not a concerned fellow caver or a rescue crew, but instead the repo man who was there for Dave's car, as Dave had forgotten to make payments on it. After 6 days of being stuck in the corridor,
After 6
Dave would
days.
pass away from exposure, leaving behind 5 children and a $600,000 a year job as an ice cream taste tester. Deep into Dead Man's Crack,
he says this every caving video ever.
Yes.
Bro, that's like the new trend, right? Is the caving thing.
Dude, I
I
can't
love the
watch.
things like a happy relationship, kids that love me, 6-figure job. I think I'll go in this little hole in the ground.
Have you seen some of those caving?
Dude, it's
Bro,
I'm
what?
like, why would you ever? I don't. Why? Why would you ever go in that?
I watched some
Have
of
you
those,
seen the reels where it's like cavers be like, and it'll be like this bottle?
Yeah.
And they're like,
and they're like,
oh,
Dude, I've seen some of those. I've seen some of those videos of those guys crawling through them holes, and I have to go outside.
I can't.
Can't
like,
handle
I'm
it.
just like,
dude, it's awful.
I
This is saying
Will not
there
happen.
has been 14,000 ish military and civilian. Well, that's before. This is what I'm talking about before. The war in Donbass. That was the one from 2014 that everyone somehow forgot.
14,000.
Jokes
Yeah.
on you. I didn't know about it.
No,
to
no,
begin
but
with.
that was from before. This is, let's see, that was, yeah. So everyone acts like this is like a brand new thing, and it's not. They're saying, well, Russia invaded Ukraine. Like, okay, but they didn't invade them before. They were at war, though. It's really not that different.
Hey, sometimes countries got to shoot a little.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to go a little boom boom.
Let's see.
Kapow, kapow.
It's not that many.
And
That's a
then
big
if,
thing.
Okay,
and
so
if,
right-
then if another country does too much boom boom, then USA puts them in the
So
microwave.
right now, and I don't know how accurate
know
this
what I'm
is. This is saying there's an estimated 1 million casualties, military, civilian.
I think
in the
that's-
last couple of
that's
years.
kind of what.
That might be accurate.
Hey Siri, how many casualties have there been in the Ukraine war this time?
All of them.
Okay, I found this on the web. For how many casualties have there been in the Ukraine war this time? Check it out.
Over 46,000 Ukrainian soldiers.
To the rest of this piece.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, think about it though.
That's a lot.
How many in the war, Afghani war? Like America,
Well, way less than that.
2,500, 3,000,
Yeah.
4,000.
A couple thousand. It's way less than that.
I mean,
46,000
46,000
is a lot.
Because we were like
said
way.
Ukrainian soldiers, right?
Yeah.
So that's not like you can count.
Not civilians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Russians.
In any war, there's always more civilian deaths than soldier deaths.
Well, yeah.
Stupid. Don't be a civilian, dummies. Dumb.
But I'm too old.
All right, so yeesh. Russian 167,000?
I don't know.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's just kind of sad.
When Russia unveiled their new tank, the T-14 Armada is what it's called. It was supposed to be like, so our M1 Abrams, which we've had for like 20 years at least, they have what's called reactive armor. So where that, and what's interesting, the material that the newer models that the armor is made out of, they only give you like two of the metals that are made up of it. The other thing that is in the metal for the armor is classified. Like if you were to look it up on Wikipedia, it says classified. Like
It's-
not allowed to know.
See, here's what's hard for me to
what they-
Adamantium.
So Ukraine's army right now has 2.2 million personnel,
Mhm.
and 900 more were active.
Mhm.
So like Russia has 2 million in reserve, but I guess it's leverage over like cities and stuff that like all right, so 2 million doesn't seem like this war is going to be over. Like why? What's the hoopla? 2 million men with with forks is a force.
With forks.
Yeah. Like that seems like, all right, why are we doing all this? Let's just stand in the line and be like, come and take it. You know what I mean? 2 million men with rocks. That's gonna do some damage. By the way, no, I think it was our podcast that I was talking about that I was listening to, and I just unfathomably was like, I feel like David had the significant upper hand against Goliath. Because Goliath is not stupid. He has grown up. Every battle, like everyone knew what a sling was. And if you take a rock the size of my fist and put it in a sling and hurl it, I live in the 21st century, and I have got my hand on a sling and was able to throw a rock very far and hard and think, wow, that would hurt.
Oh, yeah, dude.
How is he thinking?
If you go on YouTube, they sound like gunshots.
Yeah, I don't think he knew that David had a sling. I think he was like, and I venture to say that when he saw him with a sling, he probably was like, gulp.
Here's the only
thing comes off like at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah. Here's the only
even if it hits his metal, he's gonna be like feel it.
Here's the only variables, right? Is one, whether or not he knew he had the sling. Two,
sneaky. He bent down the river and picked up 5 stones.
Two, they were in a valley, so I've not been.
I have.
So how far? What's the distance between David and Goliath?
No. So you have like a mountain in a valley. It's a big field.
Right. What I'm saying is if Goliath is standing here,
they met in the middle. They met within 50 yards. I mean, he's walking. You're right.
Right.
Have you ever seen Dave and the Giant Pickle?
What?
Veggie Tales?
I've seen James and the Giant Peach.
Well, no, you're right.
That's a little different.
In Israel, when we went to see it, the Israel army was on this hill. The Israeli army was on this hill, and the Philistines were on this hill, and they both met. And there's a stream. There's a stream there and everything.
Right.
And he would have met. They would just walked up to each other, and they would have been a distance. But like, I mean, I'm telling you one thing. Once Goliath knew that he had a sling, he thought, darn.
I mean, like they had to have been close enough to have a conversation.
Because even in the Bible, when the Benjamites were taking the land of Canaan.
Right.
The Benjamites were taking out the knees.
Yeah.
They were killing the giants before, so they knew that's like the kryptonite.
Well, Israel never lost to a single giant ever. Everybody's like talks about how hyped up they hyped the Giants up. Giants never won a single fight.
Not that good.
Isn't that crazy?
Not that good.
Everybody hypes the Giants up. Not a single dub.
The bad joints apparently. Joel Embiid type stuff.
Dude,
Joel Embiid ankles.
Knees working hard under all that girth. It's
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. I think David gets a pretty good read, but I feel like Goliath was probably like, what?
Yeah, he was probably definitely annoyed. He was like, oh no. Yeah.
Like, this is gonna hurt. This kid knows what he's doing if he's gonna walk out here with a sling confidently. You know what I mean? Like confidently. There's something. I'm being tricked here.
What if David like flew the rock and it was like
Also, you see him running. He's
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's coming at
That's
me.
what I'm saying. What if it was all this build up and then it goes, and then it goes like 20 feet and then just hits the ground.
Also, what happened to where did Goliath's armor bearer go?
I think he was in front of him.
As
like the bear. I don't know.
Typically, the armor bearer is there side by side. Like when Jonathan goes up.
I was about to say that.
When Jonathan goes up, him and his armor bearer go up and they just kill the Philistines.
Yeah. The armor bearer knocked him. Jonathan knocked him down, or the armor bearer knocked him down, and Jonathan killed him behind him.
Yeah, and Jonathan's like, it may be that God before us. So the armor bearer is with Goliath.
Yeah, I sort of thought it was like how Caleb Kinney had the shield.
Goliath gets like, right? And Goliath falls down.
Boing.
Where does the armor bearer go? Is he just like,
dude? That's what I'm saying. He was gone.
Is he just like? Oh,
he thought he was gonna
not sign up for this.
He thought he was gonna catch it to the back.
He's probably before that. He's probably thinking like, dude, I have the most chill job ever. This dude's like
just
invincible.
a chill guy.
I'm just gonna hang out.
Just a chill guy. Just a chill guy.
Nothing's gonna happen to me. He'll rip everyone's head off.
He had to be a.
Oh no.
He had to be a big dude.
Yeah,
Carrying a weaver's beam.
Yeah.
You've also heard all those guys talk about like David got 5 stones, one for Goliath,
And
and
4
one for his
brothers.
brothers. You know, maybe. Hear me out.
He thought he was gonna miss.
Maybe he's just preparing. You know what I'm saying? Preparing for the worst.
Absolutely.
I mean, like if you went to,
But if you're gonna prepare, why 5? Load me up. Boy,
maybe
you'd see me. You'd see me running.
And it depends on his pouch. He was like maybe he had like 3 in his pouch and he had 2 in his hand and he was like, dude, I don't know where to put the rest of these.
Well, that I mean,
I'd just love to see if the story went the other way. He's like,
it's just like Goliath.
What did he say? What did he say? What was his last words before he threw it?
For Narnia.
Yeah, basically something like that. That's what I'm picturing. What did he say though when he got him into
I just imagine him being like
he
way
pulls it
off.
out. I mean, I got to set this thing back in. You know.
He's like, ha ha ha. There's a spear. Hey, oh.
Yeah, but
And I mean, like, are you serious?
How much do you think that each one of these stones would have weighed? They're just like, if you had to guess, like,
Well, a sling, like, so I think it would have probably been lighter than a baseball. I think, but the sling's only so big. David was a normal sized dude. I will bring my sling. It's somewhere around here. But you can, I mean, a rock like that, like that, smooth stone.
So
a good size.
Yeah. You think it weighed less than a baseball?
I don't think it killed. Yeah. I don't think it killed Goliath.
No, he cut his head off.
Right. I'm saying, but I don't think it killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would have been.
I'm
fine
only
if he woke
saying
up.
as far as why he may have only brought, because like, I mean, that stuff weighs a lot.
I mean,
you know?
it's sunk into his head.
So,
yeah, I mean, he might. I think he was not. He would have been alive.
What
he
if
had brain damage, maybe? But he would. I mean,
David,
how much?
What if it hit him in the head?
There's not much space between this old skull.
Sunk into your head.
What if it like ripped the top of his head off and David was like, he's still ticking. Like, all right, that'll do it.
Walk right up to him.
Yeah, and then
It's like, oh, what if the armor bearer took the sword? Then David has to run up to him and just like rapid fire. Whack.
Yeah.
What was the armor bearer doing? Like Goliath falls down. Does he just go like, nah, I'm out of here, bro?
Kicks him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Dave,
Yeah.
I literally do think I see a golf ball under there. I think it was a little bigger than a golf ball.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was just thinking about maybe weight, because like when we would carry, so like your loadout for like a light machine gun, it depends on what kind, but it's usually like anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,200 rounds,
Which is more than 5.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about weight, like that. Like you don't think about that, but that weighs like just the ammo weighs like 100 pounds. It's super heavy.
What if bro missed? I mean, what if he missed?
That's why I grabbed 5.
That's why I grabbed 5.
So what if he misses these on the run?
He's like, hold on.
He's just whoa.
Yeah, I think about that with like back in like like Revolutionary War days or even before that, when they would do like formation fighting, because at some point you'd be like 5 feet from each other and then you'd run out of ammo and you're like, oh, I got to reload. You're just like, mean mugging the guy in front of you, like,
you know what's more awkward? You know what's more awkward is when Goliath falls down and he takes Goliath's sword and it's not a clean cut, and he's like,
yeah,
he's like, hold on.
Yeah, what if he's got
I almost got it.
What if he's got like he's got like a scribe with him writing everything down? He's like, all right, hold on,
I'll
wait.
tell you something.
Yeah.
He's like, first try.
Yeah.
First try.
Yeah, he gets it and he's like writing it down.
Everyone's like
He's
a
like,
golf tournament. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Nice class.
I like the way Veggie Shells did. You haven't seen Dave in the pickle?
No.
I mean, maybe what was a long time ago.
You didn't watch it like yesterday?
What a wee little boy.
No.
You have to go to the store and get Nikki stuff?
For what?
What store? Rural Farm?
It was just gonna be like Rural Farm or something like that.
I was thinking when Dad was preaching Sunday about Jonathan, his armor bearer.
Mm-hmm.
I know why people died a lot earlier than they do now, because it says he killed all these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said his armor bearer knocked him down and he went behind him and killed him, and then he just saunters up to Honey and puts the tip of his sword into
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Good enough for me.
His eyes were enlightened.
And he was
Yeah.
enlightened. I'm like, talk
Yeah.
about he might have started COVID.
He started
He
it.
got a disease.
Like,
For sure.
dude. Like, he's like,
Yeah. Well, especially- and and it says that
And then honey.
this was the honey that like spilled onto the ground, right?
yeah, it
It
was
was
on
like
the ground.
you don't know what's walked through. Like it's just like, oh wow,
Huh.
there's a pile of dung. Here's some honey. We're gonna be okay.
I mean, I don't even. I mean, I'm sure he took his sword and was like, wiped it across his leg or
Yeah.
something. But
Even that. Dude. Bro, he didn't, bro.
What?
No hand sanitizer,
You know what?
nothing?
it would have been so funny if it said in the passage. We could revise it, and it could say he dipped his sword in honey, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Just say that,
which is crazy. That'd be like,
Which his armor bearer
That would be
told
like-
him not to
that would
do.
be like, dude, we should come out with a Calm Down It's Fine commentary Bible, and it's just like stuff like that in there, like which was crazy.
which was which is
Dip the tip of
crazy.
his sword in the honey, and then in like quotes, it says,
Don't do that.
Yeah,
gross.
dude.
Ugh.
That'd be hilarious.
Lots of
That'd be amazing.
Lots of blood honey.
I feel like it's funny. Like it's like nowadays.
I
there's-
literally looked at I looked at someone. It was Tyler Campbell or someone, and I was like, bro, that's disgusting. He's just stabbing people's guts
yeah.
and just
He's like, some honey.
Bro, look, when you're hungry.
he was a cannibal.
When you're hungry.
I feel like it's really silly now. All these like Christians that are super like everyone's gotta be nice. There's no fighting, no whatever. And it's like, well, they used to just kill like thousands of people with their bare hands.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, Samuel's got the toughest line. For sure.
The funniest
when he kills
thing. Agag.
Agag.
Hewed him.
Yeah, and he's like, you've made
Your mother.
Yeah,
He says,
yeah, it says something about his mom,
It's a cold
bro.
line. It's like your
Samuel-
mother shall be childless.
Yeah, dude.
Do you
Samuel
think
hits him with the
God
your mom
gave?
joke.
Do you think God like
It was the first
transported a microphone to his hand so he could drop
It was
it?
the first your mama joke.
Or like what is it? What did he drop? He dropped a scroll.
It's in
as
First Samuel 15. Let me find it real quick. It's a solid one.
As you made
Shut your mother shall be childless.
yeah,
What's
as
that?
you made women childless, so shall your mother be childless, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yo, mama.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Samuel with
buddy.
the first year, and then just cuts him in pieces.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Samuel was just a prophet. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like he does that all
Samuel
the
said,
time.
"As thy
No.
sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless."
Do you understand though? Like,
And Samuel hewed Agag.
Is that not like the toughest line
Yes,
to deliver right
but
before you
look,
cut somebody up?
do you understand though? So like, this is just like a prophet. Doesn't think anything of it, right? But we feel bad if we accidentally run over like a rabbit. We're like, oh no, what happened? Like, I feel like it's.
Well, the difference
Yeah.
is Agag deserved it.
I
Yeah.
know.
I know.
Do you
There's a
not
lot of people that
understand what I'm
deserve
saying?
it also in this day and age, but we're still not supposed to chop people up.
But we could.
I mean,
If they're-
That guy with the camera in his crawl space
so
definitely.
here's
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
difference is. Something changed, and it's called the New Testament.
No, I think we're still gonna chop them up.
Real quick, forgot what I was gonna say before I looked that up. I had a good one. Man,
And it's gone.
I really wanted to say it. What was it? That stinks. All right, keep talking.
Keep talking, bro. When are we gonna wrap this up?
Yeah, we're like
We're at 2 hours and 8 minutes.
You got to go somewhere.
Huh?
home.
Yeah, I have a meeting in the morning.
Good thing you didn't have kids.
What are you trying to say?
No, I was gonna say one more thing about something.
You said, good thing you have kids. And you went, what are you trying to tell us?
No, I'm not trying to tell you anything. What I'm trying to say is,
Ready to go home.
Yeah. We could talk about the SS United States. We never really got to finish that.
you got
I'm just
James
kidding.
and Giant Peach on your computer.
I was
What were we
just
talking
everything
about?
we're talking
What
about.
were we
Look at all
talking
these
about before I
tabs.
went to
I
there?
just brought everything up. I'm like,
What were we talking about before I went there?
Before you went to,
Before I pulled out the bottle, we were talking about Agag.
we were
Hewed him
talking
in
about,
pieces.
we were talking about David killing Goliath. And then Stone.
Jonathan.
Slingshot.
Oh, Jonathan dipping his sword into
sword of the honey with the blood in the guts.
And then
Tyler Campbell.
no, we talked about Samuel.
I said meth a long time ago.
Hewed him into pieces. Agag. Oh man, it was funny, and I was like, I'm gonna say after I read that, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be funny, and I forget. All right, well, I guess we're done.
Probably for the best.
All right, well, it's
The Dustin. If I'm tired, I know Dustin's tired.
Yeah.
And your short-term memory is gone.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm out, dude. All right. Well, the problem with this is this.
The problem is
we can't play this in the background.
Well, you just give the outro and then I can put it in.
Yeah.
Just give it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say yes to everything you say.
It's there.
No. Stop it. Stop.
But
What I'm saying is,
wait.
I love this.
Calm down, it's fine. Take it step by step.
So funny.
That goes so hard.
You said that goes so hard.
It does.
No, this high note right here. Hold up. This note right here.
Bro, that goes hard.
It's crazy how well this was produced.
Let the good vibes collide.
Yeah, right there, G.
You should just throw a couple of like Jesuses in there to make it spiritual, and then it's.
The other one's not Jesus.
What do you say?
They're gonna get the stories about Agag. They're gonna get the story about David. They're gonna get the story about David.
No. What I'm saying is if you do the outro from here on out, I can take that and then I can put the where it goes, calm down, it's fine, right? I can put that at the end of when you're talking. So when you're talking, and then it fades into like the marching music and stuff like that, and then when you're done, like and. Right, and you can be like, you're talking. Don't forget to email in at
Like,
calm down,
subscribe,
it's fine.
calm down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Here's Cameron's personal cell phone number.
and we'll see you guys
Send him a message.
next week.
Calm down, it's fine. Take
This should be the whole podcast. Just play this on repeat.
sitting on the couch, laughing at the missteps.
Bro, I love it.